And welcome to the girls. Today we're going to have a lot of fun with food, aren't we, Neeners?
I'm hungry.
I am
and
too.
thirsty.
Look at all the beautiful food we have in front of us.
I know.
If your refrigerator looks like this, I think you're eating healthy. If it doesn't have all the color in, what do they say? Blah.
Blah.
If it looks
Blasé.
blah, that's how you're going to feel too. And today we have an expert with us in the field of nutrition. We have a very good friend of ours. I know her for a long, long time, since she was a little girl. One of your
Yes.
playmates. Her
Yep.
mom and I are good friends, and her family. And her name is Amy Cartwright.
Hi.
Amy, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. You always look like the picture of health. I guess you live what you practice,
I
don't you?
try.
Yes, honey. You know, everybody out there watching, when they hear the word nutritionist, they think like, oh my God, a nutritionist. Are they going to...
I'm gonna be starving.
I'm going to be starving, or a nutritionist. Are they going to look in my cupboards and think, well, I can never have a potato again, whatever. So first of all, for everybody watching, explain what your job is as a nutritionist. You work at the Wellness Center in Hazelton, correct?
I do.
All righty. So
do.
what is your position there? What do you do?
I am the outpatient dietitian, so I work primarily with patients who have diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, food allergies. So we treat their condition. Of course, we'd like to prevent it from happening. So the way healthcare is going, we'd like to have more prevention than treatment. But we talk about what a typical day is like, what their condition is, how we can improve their diet, quote unquote diet. It's not that they're on a diet, but the way that they're eating to improve their condition. So if they're diabetic, we want to watch carbohydrates, we want to watch added sugars, increase the fiber, get a lot of variety of foods. If they have high blood pressure, concentrate on watching the sodium, getting, again, a lot of fruits and vegetables to help with that. So again, we help treat their condition to make them healthy overall.
All right. Well, you mentioned the word diet, and when people hear the word diet, they panic because they think it's a weight loss diet. But there are so many kinds of diets, like you just said, like a low sodium diet and the low carbohydrate diets, and those are for conditions. So can changing a diet actually cure the condition? Are some of them caused by the way we eat?
Yes, most of them are caused by the way we eat. Even cancer, diverticulitis, sleep apnea can be caused by the way we eat. If we eat too much, we gain weight, we can have sleep apnea. So a majority of health conditions are connected to diet. I don't use the term diet in the way, weight loss. It's a lifestyle. It's the way that you are eating. So again, there are hundreds and thousands of diets out there, and some work for some people because that's how they want to choose to live their life. But generally, when you are on one of those diets, you are changing the way you're eating in general. So you will probably see improvements if you're, again, going like vegan or paleo. You've probably changed some of your intake, so you are going to have health benefits.
Right. We're going to talk about those fad diets later. There is so much information out there, and someone sitting at home saying, what should I eat? I could just wake up and someone could tell me what should I eat. So it's stick to basics, right?
Stick to basics. Again, the old food guide pyramid. Everything in moderation. When you look at your plate, you want to see a variety of colors. Eat all the colors of the rainbow as far as your fruits and vegetables, because they all have different vitamins and minerals based on their colors. Orange and yellow and red fruits and vegetables are going to be high in vitamin A, carotene, beta carotene, good for our eyes. Whereas some of the other types, the greens and different colors, are going to be higher in the B vitamins. Getting whole grains. Grains are not bad. Carbs are not bad for us. Right.
Carbs will not
They're
kill
not,
you.
no,
Please stand by, because carbs are not going to
just
kill
wanna-
you.
You can't eat a bucket full.
Exactly. You want to, again, look at portion sizes, and we are a society where the bigger the better. So when I show a patient what an appropriate portion is, well, I'll still be hungry. Well, that's part of the thought process we have to change. If you think you're still going to be hungry, you're going to be hungry. But if I say this is what is appropriate, and maybe we add a lot more vegetables to your meal to make you feel fuller, eventually it's going to catch on and you're going to get healthier.
Well,
So
don't people eat for different reasons as well? Like some are emotional eaters, so
Sure.
or they have a habit of every night at TV, I sit down, and this will be an example. Maybe a person might sit and eat a bag of potato chips, whereas if you look on the back of the bag on the label, it'll tell you how many potato chips is a serving.
Right.
Well,
And
my
usually
friend-
that isn't it.
Yeah, my friend's husband, Justine's husband, Seth,
Uh-oh.
he actually, I called him out, he has 2 huge bags of popcorn, and then he gets the real good cheese and he grates it every single night. That is just what he looks forward to do,
Wow.
and that's his thing.
And
that's what he likes to do.
And is he okay with his health?
He's fine.
Yeah.
Well, as a dietitian, I don't want to change some of those types of things. I have a
Right.
patient who goes out to lunch every day for lunch. Goes out for lunch every day. And he feels very guilty about that because you're eating out. He thinks that that's wrong. And I do encourage patients to bring their lunches, bring foods, but that's his lifestyle. So I would rather help him choose better options where he's going to drop that stress. Drop the stress of going out to eat because you're going to choose that because you're stressed out. You're going to choose that comfort food and not choose good things. If we drop the stress, you're more likely to choose something healthier.
So in today's
And improve.
society, when people are busy and running around and it's hard to pack this and hard to pack that, what is the advice that you give them about, like you said, making better choices, which we're going to talk about later in the show as
And
well?
we're going to show it as well.
Right.
Be prepared. If you know you're going to have a busy week and you're going grocery shopping, be prepared. Buy a bunch of things that may be a little bit easier, or again, make enough chicken that'll last you 2 nights so that you have leftovers for that busy night that you're going to be running out the door. Bring things with you. I'm notorious for having food in my purse because I know we're going to be out and about, and if I get hungry or the kids get hungry, I have something there for them. You're more likely, again, to choose healthier options when you do that versus I'm hungry and I'm stuck, I'm going to go to the drive-thru.
In other words, we should plan what we're going to eat just how we plan everything else in our life. Everything has a plan to it. So
Right.
if you plan that you're going out to dinner on Friday night, maybe you want to watch and skimp a little bit on something during the week.
Sure.
So Friday night, if you're going to your favorite restaurant, you could have a piece of bread with some butter that you don't normally have. Maybe you're going to have that white bread. And when you say reduce the stress, how about the wine? How good is wine for us to reduce
Wine
stress?
is
'Cause
excellent.
We
Don't be
just
touching
like
my
having
stuff.
the wine.
Well,
Don't be touching my Pinot.
Wine, especially red wine, has some heart healthy benefits that you can also get by eating red grapes instead of the actual wine. But again, in moderation. 1 glass can fit. So you just want to watch with that.
All right, well, stay with us because when we come back, we're going to give you some examples of some good foods to eat and show you the portion size and everything. You're watching The Girls right here on SSP TV. Welcome back to The Girls. We have a very tasty edition this time, don't we, Nina?
Yes, we do.
We have a very special guest with us too, Amy Cartwright, and she is a nutritionist. She works here at the Hazelton Health and Wellness Center, and she's our special guest today on the show so we can all get on the right track with eating. As you can see, we have a great array of food in front of us.
Yes, we do.
And Amy, I want to ask you a question about when people say, I'm going to go on a diet, but I don't know how much to eat, what to eat. How do you figure out how many calories you need?
Well, that's based on their height, their weight, activity level. So I would figure that out for them. And then I don't necessarily give them, this is what you should eat every single day, because that's not going to work for everybody. If they don't like this certain food that we've put in, they're not going to want to eat it. They're going to get frustrated, eat more of something else. So I say 3 to 4 ounces of lean protein for dinner. Have a cup of vegetables with that. A half a cup of grains.
So you give them
whole grains.
examples more so than calories, because
yes.
it's hard to count calories even if you're in a restaurant. Everybody's busy running around and you don't necessarily want to, but
It is a little bit easier with phones
With
because there are
phones.
so many apps now
Right.
that you can go on. And I know several people who've actually lost weight by they said, hey, listen, I count my calories. And they'll have, nothing is excluded out of that diet.
Right.
If they want the hamburger for lunch, they put in the calories. And guess what? Dinner, they're having a large salad with vegetables on it. And
When
they're
you-
having their, glass of water or
When you see
milk.
those calories deducted from that, like on an app,
Right.
it really makes you change what you may choose that food that you really want, but in the future, you may either have a smaller portion or may make a different choice. So,
so you have to
everything
spend
can
your
fit.
calories.
Exactly.
Right, it's just like money. You have a certain amount up front, and
Yes.
when you're done, you're
If
done,
you
and
want
that's
10
it.
things, you can get a lot more for your money. If you only want one, buy
Right.
something a little bit better.
We talked about this during the break, but it is, when you're looking at changing something that is a habit, it's very hard, it is very stressful. And then include in there, your family and friends have a lot to do with that. Maybe they aren't going to support something that you're doing. So any advice for that, for people who, maybe change the way, me as an example, I changed, the way I work out in January and started running. I had the support of my family and friends, but people out there who are looking to make a change, it really does affect that whole network of friends and family.
You have to, number one, be committed to yourself too. You have to be committed to making that change. When people see that, they do tend to support you. But then also talk about why you're making that change, whether it's exercise, whether it's the way you're eating. You want to talk about why you're doing it. Show your friends the studies that support it. But if you do have a family, that's where it may get a little tricky. Again, you don't want to be making 2 different meals, but you have to understand that if you're just choosing healthier foods for your family, that's one thing. But if you're eliminating food groups, you want to make sure that you're offering a variety of foods for your whole family, and then making those healthier choices for you. So it could be hard. You want to get the backing of your friends and family for the choices that you're making, because you will be more successful.
Right. Well, choices don't have to be drastic either. As
Right.
you can see, we have some examples here. So if you're the type that gets up in the morning and has a donut and a cup of coffee and runs out the door, what would be a better breakfast, really? Even if you have to
Almost
take it
anything.
with you. I mean,
like, wow,
we
don't-
have
right.
have an example here
Yes.
of something that's a balanced diet. It has some nutrients in, and if you want to give the example here with our breakfast.
Right, we have about a cup of cereal, Cheerios. Any whole grain cereal, you're going to get extra fiber, a lot of vitamins and minerals. We have, which is about 100 to 120 calories, depending on the type of cereal. We have a cup of blueberries or fresh fruit, any kind of fresh fruit. Again, about 60 calories. A lot of fiber, antioxidants. The antioxidants in the blueberries especially, they're going to reduce all the inflammation in your body, and which kills free radicals and makes you healthy. And here we have the the Silk almond milk for an alternative if you don't drink dairy or you have an lactose intolerant. Doing the almond milk or a soy milk is a better option. It has just as much calcium. And again, this one is actually light, so it's 60 calories per cup. So that's a great option. You could do something, even whole grain toast with some peanut butter. You want to have something for breakfast, and try to do as little process as possible, such as a breakfast sandwich is going to be all saturated fats and all processed, high in sodium. Same with the donut, lots of sugar. You're not getting good nutrients when you're eating those types of things.
One of the things I want to point out is the serving size.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at that serving size of cereal, I see people sit down and eat a half a box of cereal.
Well, but you
Yes.
can't dump
That's
it
a
in, you
lot.
should
Because
measure it.
even healthy foods have calories. So again, looking at portions, and it's not that you have to eat the portion that's on the serving size on the label, but what I generally suggest is portion out what a typical portion is for you, measure it, and then cut back just a little bit. You'll save calories when you do that. And it doesn't have to be that you're only eating a very
Makes you-
I
small
have a
amount.
question
Makes you
about
more
breakfast.
aware.
So if I have oatmeal with like a scoop of peanut butter or some peanut butter in it,
Sure.
instead of using I gave up artificial sweeteners, which
Right.
we're going to talk about too, because I'm trying to give that up, and I put honey in. Is that
Okay.
something that's good, or is that like too many calories?
No, that's fine. You have a carbohydrate with the oatmeal, some fiber with the oatmeal. You have protein in the peanut butter and good healthy fats. Protein keeps you fuller longer. So if you just have that oatmeal, for some people, you're hungry an hour later. For others, it does satisfy them. But if you are hungry an hour later, add some protein, whether it's a hard-boiled egg or a scoop of peanut butter, so that you're not hungry an hour later, getting more calories. Because when you're hungry and it's a snack, first thing you think about or you see, you're going to go for it. It's not generally healthy.
All right, well, let's
Okay.
get on to lunch over here. Now, for
Sure.
lunch, just as an example, there are many things, but just as an example, what we have out of some low-sodium canned soup,
Okay.
if you really have to go to a canned soup. And then we have a lean turkey breast wrap with some nice fresh vegetables in. And as a beverage, would you suggest coconut water, a Diet Coke, or a beer?
Or a bottle of wine?
Wine. Well, I'm going to have to go with the coconut water on that as well. Those are very good options. Again, you have a combination of protein, carbohydrate, and some healthy fats there. So
And we have a mango. I
and
forgot
a
to
mango,
show
the
a
fruit,
mango,
the fruit. When people see portion sizes reduce, I'm going to be hungry with that meal. I need more. Add the fruits, add the vegetables, get the bulk so that you're fuller and you won't need as many calories.
Because we have the farmers market downtown.
Great.
We have the fresh fruits and vegetables out. So you have your local stores
Yeah.
carrying the fresh
Yes,
fruits and
this-
vegetables. the different seasonal watermelons, the melons, that kind of thing.
This time of year,
My favorite, the
definitely,
pomegranates.
yeah.
Let's get on to the dinner before we
Okay.
run out of
Before I
time
eat
here.
it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Janine's ready to dive into this.
That's my
This dinner is a typical dinner for me because I eat fish. I don't eat meat at all. So for me, I eat a nice sized portion of salmon or whatever fish. There's so many different fishes on the market with any fresh vegetable and maybe a little bit of a starch. Sometimes I forego that and I eat my starch more with vegetables.
Okay.
And so I have measured out here 1 cup of brown rice, the palm size or whatever you call. My pans are big, so I get to eat a bigger one.
Darn it.
Of salmon.
That's why
and then
I'm
the green
starving
beans,
over
the
here.
fresh green beans. So how good is that?
That is great. Again, you're reducing the fat. You're having healthy fats with the salmon. But when we have a piece of meat, red meat's good, but maybe once a week or less. And you're going to have saturated fats with that. So when you're changing some of those options, the brown rice is going to be great because it has the fiber. Going to keep you fuller. So that again is a well-balanced, healthy meal.
All
Now,
right.
is that too much to eat for a lunch?
For a lunch, maybe a little bit too big. Maybe cut the portion
In half?
in half, or just down by a little bit. But it is definitely better for a dinner.
So should you eat a bigger dinner than a bigger lunch?
It depends on the
Or you
person.
can alternate
You can
them.
alternate. It
Right.
depends on the person.
Yeah, you
Again,
can
it's
tip it
calories in, calories out.
Right.
A lot of times my patients say, I can't eat it past 8 o'clock. It's going to turn to fat. No, it's what you do in the course of a day. And as long as you're exercising,
hope
your
people are
metabolism's
listening.
going to be higher.
Okay, well,
doesn't
everybody
matter when
stay,
you eat it.
stay right there. We'll be right
Right.
back. We're going to find out how much we learn and how much you learn. We're going to have some food choices. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the girls. Now is the time where we have to see if you learned anything and we learned anything from Amy. I know you're sitting over
I
here
learned
eating
that
a
I'm
bucket of
very
popcorn.
hungry sitting up here. When we tape the show, it's about noon, so I'm hungry.
All right, well, all of this food we have in front of us, Amy, you're going to give us examples of what? Which is better, huh?
Which is better, where some of the hidden calories can be.
Okay, well,
So-
Janine, you want to take the test?
Sure.
All righty.
Up here we have, so again, if you have to go out for lunch to a restaurant or fast food, we have a chicken ranch barbecue salad
Okay.
and
Sounds good.
a single burger. Which do you think would be a better option calorie-wise?
Maybe the burger without the bun.
Well, right, the burger without the bun would definitely be a choice. Even with the bun, it's actually less calories. The burger is about 290 calories,
Okay.
whereas that salad is going to be almost 400 calories. Again, depending on if you just use one packet of dressing, yeah, about 400. If you use another one, it's going to bump it up. So,
Or you see people who will get the Diet Coke, okay, or Diet Soda, and they'll say they had a salad, but they won't say that they had like the ranch dressing
Bacon
and the
bits.
bacon bits and the cheese and all the
So
stuff
what
that
bumps
not
that
that cheese
salad?
isn't good for you, but you have all that. Or you could, if you want the burger, get the burger. Right. Just
Yeah.
don't get the mayo.
what's your
and the-
alternatives? That's when I say bring other things with you. Bring some carrot sticks, some veggies. Bring a piece of fruit to have with that burger to fill you.
Right.
Or you could bring your own lunch and bring that plain
Exactly.
salad over there that has
This-
all the nice veggies on
This
it.
salad
yummy.
is packed with vegetables, and that's what you want to pack it with, all kind of good vegetables. Again, even putting a lean protein on here, again, is going to keep this less calories, healthy calories, lots of fiber, and fuller longer.
Well, next to are the French fries that I love. That's my weakness. I plan for when I'm going to have those though because I can't stop eating them.
Right.
I love French fries.
So we do have the French fries. Again, this is a larger portion, so that will increase and bump up those calories because of the portion, and a baked potato. Again, I think potatoes get a little bit of a bad rap. If you're going to do a potato, baked potato is a good option because you're going to
potato.
have, or sweet potato, because you're going to have the skin. If you're eating the skin, you're going to get fiber and iron. However, it's what you put on that baked potato. So if you're loading it with sour cream or butter, not so good. But put some even
salsa?
broccoli, salsa, some different things like that could
So
be a
carbs
good idea.
again
Place
are
that
not bad
ketchup.
for you.
They're not bad.
Everything in
Our body
moderation.
uses
Go
it.
back to basics, like you said in the beginning of the show. If you're just tuning in, the pyramid. Go with the fruits and vegetables. When we look at these fad diets, since we're talking about all of these healthy choices out here, you want to really stay away from those fad diets.
Yeah.
I think they make you
Something-
fatter.
Right, because you feel
Or
restricted,
unhealthy.
and then when you go off of that, you're going to overindulge and gain more.
On this side, we have what I see as a takeout container of pasta, which is
Okay.
what you get when you order pasta to take out.
Mamma mia.
And but in front, I read is the actual portion of it, which is a cup.
About a cup, yes. Again, with my patients, I say measure out portion out what you typically eat, then measure it. And if you're eating 3 cups of pasta, let's cut that down to 2 cups of pasta.
Okay, so
I'm
you
going to
could
save
have-
you a lot of calories.
You
but
could have that little tiny
a
little
cup is
thing of
more-
a pasta in the front there, a
is more
cup.
appropriate.
Or then to replace that, what I eat is spaghetti squash. So
Even
which
better.
one can I have? You know, which
you can
one
eat
is
the whole
better?
spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash has about 40 calories per cup,
Wow.
versus a cup of pasta will still have about 200 calories. So
That's only
go
a
to
half
town
of
on
the
that.
spaghetti squash that I cooked
Yep.
and put in there, and it has on a real good, because sometimes the tomato sauce has sugar and all kinds
Added
of stuff
sugars
into.
and things. Mhm.
So I always read the labels, and this sauce that I found has very little anything in other than tomatoes.
right.
So it's nice
You
and
want to watch the
fresh.
preservatives. You want to watch the added sugar, that type of thing. And again, there's tons of recipes online. Just be a little bit creative.
Go on Pinterest.
Absolutely. It is not that hard. I'm not the best of cooks. My husband will absolutely say that. But pick a few things that are a little bit easier but healthier, and do them more often.
We have
All
about
right.
3 minutes left. We're going through these other items, but
Okay,
what
Jenny.
about when people say it's too healthy? It's too expensive to eat healthy.
Well, I have a few things for that. Number one, some healthier foods may be a little bit more expensive. However, you're going to cut down on your doctor's visits, your medications, all those copays are up to $20 to $40 now. You're going to save all on that. Number two, again, you have to remember what is an appropriate portion. We're so used to wanting this much. If you're having healthier foods, you should feel fuller with those healthier foods, and you're going to be having smaller portions, so you'll have leftovers. Again, it's for your health. You can't do anything better for yourself than to eat healthy, so that you're healthy.
I'm definitely an advocate of that, because if you look over here on the one little plate, we have an apple fritter or an apple.
Yes.
Now, Janine, which one is better for you?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
and the
apple fritter.
apple is so much less expensive. It's healthy for you, and the apple fritter costs a fortune, and it weighs like
Throw some peanut butter on the apple or a cheese stick. Have something with it.
good old peanut butter.
Absolutely.
I love peanut butter.
Kind of-
Well,
yeah.
not that one. I like the
Right.
natural one.
All natural.
What about, we talked about a little bit about the sweeteners and how important it is. For myself, I used to put 2 packets of a sweetener into my coffee in the morning. Could drink 1 cup of coffee. Gave it up 2 weeks ago. I was very tired. I didn't really realize why. But then after those 2 weeks, I mean, you really, those chemicals through your body,
Yeah.
the Diet Cokes, the artificial butter, throw it out and go and eat foods that are
Your body doesn't
alive,
want those
right?
preservatives. It doesn't want those artificial things. If the other alternative is regular, and if I have someone who's diabetic and they want to have 1 diet soda per day,
right.
Go for it. But again, if you're cleansing your diet of the preservatives and the sweeteners, then that's going to be you're going to feel better with it.
Well, people want to snack too, so sometimes this is food, but then when you do want to snack other than chips, pretzels and fruit and whatever else, if you go the other way. I found this great thing. This is an air popper, and it goes right in the microwave. So you put the third of popcorn in here, you stick it in the microwave, no oil, nothing. And then sometimes you want just a little flavor, so how bad is salt?
Again, if you have high blood pressure or you're prone to that, it's not going to be good for you. But if you don't, and you're eating healthy and watching your salt and all your other foods, a little bit of that is good. Even a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese.
Yeah. Well, how about this light salt? Is this good for you, or is it a salt substitute, or is it the same thing?
Again, it's going to be less sodium, so that'll be better. But you still want to watch your portions. Sodium can
All
creep
right.
up very quickly in just a teaspoon.
So
And
the
if you're
plain is
having
the best.
if you're having, where'd it go? The soup. That's a lot. If you're having
That's
a
a
lot
lot.
of canned or frozen items, they're packed in.
Processed.
Because I used to eat a lot of that, and it was like really bad for you. We have to wrap up the show.
All right, new foods, quinoa, go online, Google it, see how to make it. It's delicious for you. Amy, they could reach you at your
At the
place of
Wellness Center.
employment.
Yes.
If anybody wants to be evaluated for their nutrition, all I could say is I used to tell my kids if it was alive when it started out and you're eating it, it's good for you.
All right, let's eat. Munge munge. Thanks,
Okay,
Amy,
see
for
you
coming
next
on the
time.
show.
Thank you.